guys, today I am filming part 2 of my chopping block Will I Declutter update number 4. If you guys did not see the first part of this video, I will link it in the cards along with my chopping block playlist. So like at my last update, I actually have so many things that I'm decluttering that are just random products in my collection that I decided to split up the videos to make them a little bit shorter, but they're both going to end up being pretty long. So I have 49 products that I am decluttering here today. I want to find one more thing so I can make it 50, but we're leaving it at 49 because in my part 1 video, I do declutter several things there as well. And I mentioned it in my last update. It is really crazy that I'm able to just declutter 50 things from my collection, considering that's more products than some people even own. And I'm super fortunate that I'm able to test and review different products through a little bit of PR, but mostly through friends that are decluttering products and sending them to me. And I just love trying different things, and sometimes they just don't work out. So that's a lot of what we have here. There are several things here that I have purchased myself that I've just changed my mind about or I've grown out of, but there are several things that have been gifts, and I never want you guys to think, or the people that are sending me the things, I never want anyone to think that I'm ungrateful. I would just rather pass it on to someone else than it just sit in my collection just because someone gave it to me. And I am very fortunate that I do have several people in my life that I can send makeup to. I actually have several boxes going right now, which is a big reason why I want to film this video, so I can send things out, because I've needed to do that for months. I'm the worst. So let's just jump right in, starting with a bunch of primer minis that are mostly from my backup drawer. So I have a ton of primers. If you guys have ever seen my inventories, I love trying primers so much, and I get a lot of them in freebie bags from Ulta. I used to get them in Sephora Play. Sephora Play is not around anymore, but a lot of Ulta freebie bag products. So I had kept some duplicates for things where I hadn't tried the first one yet, so I wanted to hang on to the backup in case I really loved it. But I have so many primers, it's gonna take me forever to get through them before they go bad, so I'm just gonna pass along some of these. I did keep a couple, which you guys will see in an upcoming video on what's in my backup drawer, but I'm getting rid of some as well. So the first one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow. I haven't tried that one yet, but I had 2. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I have one that I'm using right now, and then I had 2 minis in my backup drawer, so I'm keeping one of them and I'm going to pass on the other. I have the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock. I haven't tried this one yet, but I just have so many mattifying primers, I'd rather pass that. Then I have 2 of the First Day Beauty Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. I do have one mini in my collection that I'm using right now, and these are just 2 from my backup drawer that I will be getting rid of. Then I have 3 minis of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer Primer. I actually really love this, but I have a mini that I got at Christmas last year, so I definitely want to use that up first. I'm gonna give one of these to my friend Jean. I'm gonna put the other 2 in a giveaway. The First Day Beauty ones are going to go in a giveaway. Then we've got some foundations that were all sent to me by my friend Jean. I don't buy too many foundations throughout the year, but Jean does, and she sends the ones to me that she doesn't love so much. And that's very exciting to me because I love trying new foundations, but I don't buy them too much because it takes me forever to get through them. So this first one is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Glow in 120 Buff. This just didn't give me much coverage at all. It wasn't very buildable, and it looked a little heavy and greasy on me. So I'm gonna pass it on to a more dry skin friend. Then we have the Milani Screen Queen Foundation in 130 Warm Linen. Shade was an okay match for me. Again, I felt like this just looked heavy. It was very greasy. It creased on me, but it didn't give me a ton of coverage. I just thought this would be more full coverage, and it definitely was more on the light medium side and too glowy for me. And the last foundation is L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear in 405 Porcelain. This was not bad. It also gave a buildable to medium coverage. It had more of a glowy finish, and I do prefer a more matte look. This was not bad, but I've just heard so many great things. I was expecting a little bit more, so I'm gonna pass that on as well. I'm just so oily that it's very challenging for me with foundations. Next is a concealer. This is the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer in Fair Neutral, and I've used this several days under my eyes, and I don't know if maybe it's just because it's running a little bit low or something, because I've heard a lot of people rave about this concealer. For me, it was way too thick and heavy under my eyes, but it didn't give the most amazing coverage. They also don't have the best shade selection. This one did work for me, but just felt too heavy and cakey under my eyes, so that's why I'm getting rid of that one. Then I have this Besame Brightening Vanilla Powder. It's a translucent shade. This is actually yellow toned, and it was too yellow under my eyes, but really it has a very strong vanilla scent that I couldn't handle. So it's because of the scent that I'm passing that one on, but the powder was very finely milled. I know Emily Noel loves those. It just was a little too dark for my skin tone, didn't like the smell. Then I finally decided to pass on something that was in my year-long project pan. This is the Cover FX Pressed Mineral Foundation in N10. And I do think that this is a really nice powder. I just don't use pressed powder with coverage anymore. I still have two of my Maybelline Better Skin, which is my favorite, and I've also barely used that this year. So I want to pass this on while it's still good, because I just haven't been reaching for it, but nothing's really wrong with it. I do think it's a good product. Then I've got two bronzers. The first one is a liquid. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour in the shade Cafe Au Slay. It's a good product. It can be a little dark. It is on the warmer side. I would recommend applying it with a damp beauty sponge. It does blend very nicely, but it's a little dark for me, and I have several liquid bronzers in my collection, and I prefer the others over this, and liquid and creams go bad relatively quickly, so I want to pass it on while it's still good. Next is the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 100. It's the lightest shade. The color is just a little odd on me, and it was decently pigmented, looked fine, but I have a lot of bronzers in my collection. I need to declutter a few more, and it's gonna be challenging, and this one was just the easiest for me to let go of. Not a bad product. I think it might mostly just be the shade. Like, yes, I'm fair, but I do like bronzers that are a little bit darker than this. Then I can't believe it, I'm getting rid of a MAC blush. There are some other MAC blushes in my collection that I don't use very much, and I could totally get rid of, but I just can't. Like, they make me so happy. They remind me of a very special time. So I don't usually keep makeup for memory's sake, but I would for those MAC blushes. But this one I felt I could let go of. So this is a MAC Mineralized Blush in the old packaging in the shade Petal Power. This is just like NARS Orgasm, but I don't love that kind of color very much. And I have ColourPop My Sun and Stars, which I think is a better version. So I'm gonna be passing this on. Then I have a couple highlights. The first is this mini Mary Luminizer from The Balm. I had gotten this as a free gift with an order from The Balm a little while ago. I don't need this. I have a mini of the highlighter. I am set, so this is unused. I'm gonna put it in a giveaway. Next is something that my friend Jean just sent to me. This is the Becca Shimmery Skin Perfector in Prosecco Pop. We both knew it was gonna be too dark for me, but I still really wanted to try it. Yes, it's definitely way too dark. Like, that's what it looks like in the shade. Way too dark for me, so I'm gonna be seeing if my sister is able to get this to work for her. Champagne Pop is her favorite shade, but we'll see if she can make this one work as well. Becca has a great formula, but just too dark for me. Unfortunately, I really wanted to try it. Then we have a Kylie highlight in the shade Ice Me Out. I got this as a free gift from Ulta. It's actually a good shade for me. It's a light golden champagne shade, but again, I have a bunch of highlights in my collection, and this is one of the easiest for me to let go of. Looks okay on the skin. It's not bad, but it's not great either. I definitely do prefer the Ofra highlighter formula over this one, and I have similar shades from a lot of brands, but specifically from Ofra. So that's all for face. Then for eyes, we've got several different things here. So first would be something I just decided yesterday that I was just gonna get rid of, and that would be 4 of my 5 Pixie liquid shadows. And that's just because I don't reach for liquid shadows except when I'm putting them in my Partners in Cream project pan. I hardly ever reach for them. I did decide to keep the Bare Brilliance shade, which is the Taupe color. I really like that one. I don't have anything else like it. But for these more warm tone shades, I did keep a couple from Stila right now. They might end up going in the future. And in this dark, like golden black color, I'm just not gonna use it. These are great. It's such a great formula. It's buildable. It has a lot of glitter in it. These are really, really nice. I definitely recommend them. I just don't use liquid shadows. So that's why these are gonna go before they dry out. The colors I have are Passion Light, Rose Gold, Starry Night, and Mirage. These two were part of a collab. I also have a shadow stick I'm getting rid of that I just got in Pixie's PR, which makes me mad. I wish I didn't use it so I could have put it in a giveaway, but I did put the other shade in a giveaway. This is a Pixie Endless Shade Stick in the color Copper Glaze. Super pretty, but I did just get like 5 limited Laura Mercier shadow sticks, and a couple of those shades are similar to this one, so I couldn't really justify it. It's a really pretty color. This also has a nice formula. I will say that I wish the tip was a little bit smaller. I have very small lid space and I don't want this to get in my crease, and you know, right now it's still relatively pointy. So the more I wear it, the more the tip is gonna wear down, and you know, it's just gonna be a little harder to apply because it's so large. But the formula of this is really good. It doesn't crease, it's long lasting, great to wear on its own or as a base. I just recently purchased a bunch of cream shadows. Then we've got a bunch of singles. So this first one is a pan shadow from Makeup Geek. Several months ago, Makeup Geek had super sale on a bunch of her pan shadows, so I decided to pick this one up because things were selling out so fast. I really didn't have time to think about it. So this is the shade Spirited. It's a very pretty, like goldeny, bronzy color. Very pretty, but I do have a lot of similar things from Anastasia, and I've only used this one like once, so I'm just gonna pass this on to a friend. I got it for I think like $1.50, $2, so I ain't mad about it. Next was kind of hard for me, but I am getting rid of ColourPop Pisces. This is a very pretty shade, but I have like 5 or 6 other aqua turquoise blues that I use. I didn't do a good job this summer in the summertime, and this one was the easiest for me to let go of right now. It's a beautiful shade, but this formula is so chunky. So chunky. It makes such a mess. It looks pretty on the lid. It is reflective, but like chunky. So I don't like that. I'm going to let it go. I also have 2 ColourPop Super Shocks. I still love the Super Shocks, but definitely not as much as I used to. So the 2 shades I'm letting go of would be Cheap Date. This is the newest one to me. It's a pretty gold, but I realize I don't need a gold Super Shock. I don't actually wear gold, like straight up golds very much, and I do have some in other palettes, so I don't need this one, and it's an ultra glitter finish. Then the other one I'm getting rid of finally is Telepathy. It's a pretty shade, but I never ever wear it, and I prefer Moonwalk, which is like a really pretty green with an orange base, and this is like a lemon lime kind of shade, and I would wear Moonwalk over this one, and I wouldn't wear either of them that much. So I felt I could only justify one, and I preferred that shade over this one. This is an ultra metallic finish, which I may have already said, but that's my favorite finish, but I just don't need that shade. Then we got a couple more eye products before the palettes, plural. So this is a ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in Crossed. It's a neon yellow shade. It looks neon yellow. I saw a picture of Jay Kissa wearing this, and it was like a neon pastel. It looked incredible on her. Not on me, it looked weird. So I'm getting rid of that. Then I had 2 backups of the Milk Kush Mascara. I think I actually have another, so I kept one backup. I'm gonna put the other ones in a giveaway. I'm using it right now. I think it's fine, but not amazing. I don't quite get the hype. So now for palettes, I'm actually proud of myself and surprised. I am gonna get rid of the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I really loved this one when it came out, but I don't use it anymore. I don't need it. You can tell I used up this shade here, which was a matte cream, but I love this shimmer shade here. and this shimmer and this shimmer and the mattes. I basically just didn't like the purples, and this is a matte base with glitter in it. And like, why do brands continue to do that when they know that we hate it? But it's still a good quality palette. I just can't justify having it in my collection. I need to get rid of some palettes, and this one was one of the easiest to let go of. This one was harder, but I still am doing it. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Again, I did really love this one when it came out. I did also use up a matte cream in here. I hate giving away palettes where something's used up, but it's a matte cream, so hopefully people can live without that one. I loved these two and this matte shade here. The peach colors, that one's really, really pretty. So beautiful. This, I wish I could depot it and keep that as a lid shade because it's so stunning. It's a really pretty champagne color that has like taupe and peach in it. It's so beautiful and it performs really, really well, but I don't need to keep the palette just for those couple of shades, and the shades are just a little bit too dusty for me. Pretty palette, but just have similar things. Next, I'm gonna get rid of the Balm Meet Matte Adore palette, and look at this. This is so jacked up. So I think I got rid of the Meet Matte Nude last month and I depotted the Matte White. That was the easiest depotting time of my life. This was not. It was glued in much harder. I accidentally dug into the black shade a little bit, which is so irritating because I'm already depotting a shade, then I jacked that one up. So you got some really dark outer corner colors, and then you basically have transition crease shades depending on your skin tone. I think the formula in here is really great. I love the matte shadows from the Balm, specifically in the Meet Matte palette, but I just don't need this color selection. So this one is going to go, and hopefully whoever takes it won't mind about those shades. Then I'm actually going to get rid of this ColourPop Rendezvous palette. I'm very surprised. It's hard for me to let go of ColourPop palettes. I've had some in my chopping block for like the past 2 years, and it's just hard to let them go, but I'm going to. I just don't need this palette. I don't reach for it a ton. This metallic copper is insane, but that's a color, if you saw my fall makeup must-have, that's a color I have a ton of, so I don't need it. The shades are very, very pretty, but overall, don't need it, and I can give it away, and all the shades are in here. Nothing has been depotted or used up, so that's exciting. Another surprise declutter for me is the Juvia's Place Masquerade Mini Palette, and I think the Juvia's Place palettes are so good, but I never use mine, and I don't really know why. I think part of it has to do with the packaging, the way it's stored in my collection. I really enjoyed the looks I created with this palette, but I haven't used it in like a year. I did try it recently. I did a neutral look and I was like, nope, don't need it. So good quality. I do recommend it, and I'll be happy to pass that on to somebody. And then lastly, for eyes, I have a bunch of single shadows that I'm getting rid of. So I'll list them in the description box, but I have ColourPop, Makeup Geek, and Anastasia shades in here. I definitely do have more singles, especially from ColourPop, that I need to test or probably declutter. Let me know if you also feel this way. But to me, the ColourPop eyeshadow formula is better in the palettes than it is in the singles. I definitely feel that way for their shimmer shades at least. I have some that I really enjoy, but like not that many. So I will be going through that over the next 2 months and getting rid of more of those, but this is all that I'm getting rid of for now, and I feel pretty good about it. There are some shades in here that like Makeup Geek Bittens in here, and I'm like, oh no, but yes, I can get rid of it. I have things that I like better, so I'm really happy I was able to let go of this many shades. Like, way to go me. Okay, and the last thing we have would be lip products, and there's not too many in here. I usually have more, but that's because there are several lip products that were in the first part of this video for my chopping block. I went through and like already tested like 99% of the fall lippies that I had pulled out for my chopping block. Like I did it already, so there's more lippies, but this is what I'm getting rid of now. I'm just really picky about lip products. So starting with some lipsticks, I will swatch these for you guys. This is a Pat McGrath Luxe Trance lipstick in the shade 401 Donatella. It's very pigmented, it is creamy. I just did not like this color on my lips, but this will be something that I can't wait to pass on to someone else because Pat McGrath is very luxurious. Then I had 2 of the Too Faced Peach lipsticks. Again, these are nice and full coverage. It's a pretty comfortable matte, but it does leave that line of demarcation on the inside of your lips, which a lot of lipsticks do for me. And like, especially like fuller coverage cream lipsticks, that's what they do, and it drives me bonkers. That's what the lipstick I'm wearing today is doing, and I'm gonna see if I can return it because I'm annoyed by it. So, and the colors were just okay on me. So this, it's cute because they've got the peaches imprinted on them. Okay, so they also smell like peach. This first color is Sure Thing. Very pale, so pretty. I just was bummed I didn't like it on my lips. And then Sunday Funday. So Sure Thing is paler and pinker, and Sunday Funday is peachier and a little bit darker. Then I'm getting rid of a ColourPop Matte Luxe lipstick. This one is in the Name Drop, in the shade Name Drop. It's a pretty color, but I just didn't like the way this looked on my lips this summer. And it's a really good formula as well, but I'm just gonna pass it on. I'm trying to be a lot better this year about buying lip products, although I bought several last month because of the lipstick day sale, but I might be returning a couple of them. So I need to be better about my lip prices. I'm just so picky. So this is a ColourPop Just a Tint lip crayon, and this is in the shade A Go Go. This actually is a nice thin formula. It reminds me a lot of the regular Tarte Lip Surgences, which they don't make anymore, which is such a shame. So the scent of this is fruity, which I don't prefer. I definitely prefer a mint scent or no scent. And the color is just not one that I would typically reach for, but I really wanted to try this formula. It's really nice. I would consider possibly buying a shade in the future, but considering I don't really need lip products, I probably won't. But a beautiful shine that is really nice coverage. It's just not the color for me. Then I have a ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Miss. This MRS. This was, I'm always the worst about like Miss, Ms, and Mrs. I know how to spell it, but I don't know how to say them. So MRS. It's a pretty color, but I just don't like it on me. I was really hoping I would, but it just looks a little funny on me. But I do love the satin lip formula. Then I'm getting rid of a mini Too Faced Melt and Matte Liquid Lipstick in Queen Bee. For some reason, I feel like these samples dry out so quickly. This is a really pretty purpley mauve color, but it is so thick and dry. This is just gonna have to be trashed. Then I have this combo of a Tarte Lip Sculptor lipstick and gloss in the shade Candid. And the lipstick is a very weird peachy orange color. It's, oh shoot, the lipstick leaned a little. So this lipstick color is just weird on me. It's too like mac and cheesy. The gloss is a very pretty pale peachy color. Again, this one is a little on the mac and cheesy side as well. It doesn't really look that way in the tube, but it does on the lip. So it's just a little bit of like a funky undertone nude for me. Then I have a Tarte Tartiste lip paint in the shade Cinnamon. And I have 2 of the other Tartiste glosses, and I knew this one was going to be a little bit different because it is a shimmer and the other shades are creams, but the formula is just very different from the original, which I prefer. It's not like super sticky. I actually really like the smell, but it just didn't do much for me. Then I had an Ofra lip gloss in the shade Pink Panther. I got this as a free gift with an order. It is just a pretty lighter pink. Like that's like a neutral pink. This is very sheer. Scent's okay, but this is just slip slide right off your lips. It did not last even like 20 minutes on me, which is just annoying, and I don't need it. I have a lot of other glosses that I prefer. I'm also gonna get rid of this Jouer lip topper in the shade Rose Gold. I knew this wasn't really my kind of product, but I still really wanted to try it out. And I was right, lip toppers are just not for me. It isn't like super gritty, but you can feel the glitter particles on your lips, which is annoying to me. And again, just not my type of product. So those are all of the lippies that I'm getting rid of. And those are all 49 products that I'm decluttering from my collection right now. I do feel good about it. And I'm gonna be messaging my friends and seeing what they want. And I'm gonna be sending it out to them. And like I said, I should have a giveaway coming in the next month. I have a lot of things that are unused that I've been saving for you guys. Some things that I decluttered from my backup drawer, which you guys saw today, that I'm saving for you. So that should be coming soon. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.